The G-Wade Podcast with Deacon Dirty.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy G-Wade holding it down, G-Wade Podcast, and I'm kicking it alongside with my man Deacon
Dirty.
Chia. And we got topics this week, man. We do interviews after interviews after interviews after interviews, and we said, and we haven't stuck to it, but we said we're gonna start hitting some of these topics at least once a month, and talk about what's popping in current affairs and the news and all that good stuff. So let's jump right into it. Listen, how did you feel about when Jussie Smollett was sentenced to 150 months in prison? Did you watch the judge? Did you watch the sentencing?
No, I didn't. Honestly, I didn't feel any kind of way about it.
No?
I had written the whole thing off from the beginning.
Gotcha. Now, wrote it off, meaning as in because of what you didn't feel it was true, or you wrote it off because this is 3 years old. I'm over it.
A little of both.
Okay. So I'll give you my take, and then
because how many days did he actually do? And I say days.
6.
6. Wow.
Listen, I don't feel like he should have been in there. Yeah. He wasn't a violent. Technically, it wasn't a violent crime, and according to the reports, it wasn't a violent crime. But he's paid the fines. I think they at one point a couple of years ago they had settled it. Like, all right, pay the fines, do your community service, walk away, and don't look back. And then one of the other prosecutors or somebody reopened it, and that's how we got to here. Of the 150 months in prison. Now I watched the court, the sentencing.
That's when you look at the other prosecutor and go, "Why?"
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Exactly. I watched it, and the judge. Some people say the judge like chastened him for like 30 minutes because I felt like the judge recounted everything. We've watched court cases where the judge do chasten the what do you call them? Who the suspect? What do you call them when they standing in court?
I plead the fifth.
I don't even know what they call them. The not the victim, but I guess he would be the suspect. You know what I'm saying?
Guilty.
Yeah, but not guilty, but just the one that they charging for the crime or whatever. And I watched him. I didn't think he be like chasing him. I felt like he recounted the whole story. And made his comments about each piece.
Just in case y'all forgot.
Right, right.
Why we here.
And, hey, if that's how some people felt about it, that he, the judge had no right to chasing him, just sentence him and let it go. But we've seen judges do this before. Whether it's right or wrong, that part I don't know. We've just seen it before. But he just kind of, as he was talking about each point, he had his comments about each point.
Wow.
And the comments were just basically, and it was proven that this was that. You know what I mean? It wasn't so much like, and you were wrong for doing it. You shouldn't have done it. No, he was just saying, again, this is me talking. I'm not speaking for the court or nobody else. I didn't feel like he was being chastened. But when he sentenced him to 150 months, I was like, I don't know if he should have been sentenced to jail. I know different strokes for different courts. You know what I'm saying? And whatever. I don't know what criteria judges get to go on to determine how they want the outcome to be or the sentencing to be. He gave him the probation and all that kind of stuff. I felt like that could have stopped right there. Then he fined him more money. So Then it's like, dang. Okay, fine. You fined him more money. But again, I just didn't feel like he should have gone to jail or prison. But Jussie had a lot to say on the way out. Boy.
What was he actually charged with?
That's a good question.
See?
It was several counts. I thought it was around 9 counts. May not have been all 9 that he was charged with, but that's what they indicted him. Maybe he was. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at it. But he asked them. The judge asked, "Hey, you got anything you want to say?" My man stood up. Well, he looked over at the I guess maybe family in the court. He says, I am not suicidal. I am not suicidal. He stood up. If anything happens to me in there, I didn't do this to myself. You know what I'm saying? He was making it clear that if anything go down after today, it wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Smart.
very smart. Very smart. So regardless, again, whether you felt like he was guilty, not guilty, did it, it didn't happen, whatever. I was riding on that. I was like, I feel you, bro.
R. Kelly watching the trial. Why not think
I
of
should
that?
have thought of that instead of this is my life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I mean, Jesse thought the same thing. This is my life, and you know, I want y'all to know, I did not do it. Walking out, you know, the courtroom, still yelling it. I am not suicidal. If I was guilty, I would have admitted it 3 years ago.
This is a sham.
This is a travesty. You know what I'm saying?
Being railroaded.
This is a farce, you know. Hey, listen, you know, I was rocking with him on that part because strange things happen when people get behind those, you know, get behind the wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Tied a perfectly good knot and hung himself.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
So that was smart of him for saying that.
Yeah, no, I thought it was, you know, whether people thought it was him just, you know, being extra or whatever. Whatever. Okay, I get you, but I thought that was a smart idea.
If any foul plays afoot, retrace my steps.
Remember this.
Remember this
Mark
day.
my words.
What he said.
My man, I mean, it walked out on 10. You know what I mean? He didn't walk out like, you know, humble. I'm going to go ahead and eat this 150. You know what I'm saying? What was 150 months? 150 days. What's 150 days?
One day too many for me.
Right. Maybe it was like, I'm saying months, but I don't think it was months. That was way too many. Way too many. It was days. So he would have been in there like 5 months or something like that.
I think he really is Pac. I
I don't know. But I tell you what, he sat in there for 6 and got out. So he was released after 6 days. And they said he only had nothing but water to drink in there. He didn't eat any of the food that he, you know, he was standing on whatever he was standing on. Again, this is my thing. I'm not saying him. I don't want to put these words or put this thought on him, but I will say, if you're going to stand on a lie, stand on your lie. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that's what he did. I'm just saying, you know, based on evidence and based on everybody was standing scratching their head like, how? At 2 a.m. At 2 a.m, would you ever be out? And in a blizzard, we talking about one of the biggest blizzards in.
With all this DoorDash going on, or you know.
But would they even come? Like, we ain't delivering no Subway sandwich to the dirties.
Usually, like when you hear stars, you know, in situations like that where they're out at some odd time in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
They're usually involved in something.
So I creep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're usually involved in some kind of clandestine activity.
Right. Oh, you see, I thought she needed a ride. I was just out here giving her a ride.
So that whole thing about him being attacked by some guys in MAGA hats, I was like, what was the real story? Like, why were you out that late?
Well, I mean, everything seems to, and again, I don't know. I'm not inside. I don't have not a clue. But what the story that comes back from different, I guess, sources or whatever, is more thought it would up his monies, up his, you know, his monies on the show Empire.
Jesse.
But yeah,
Jesse.
but it that backfired. You know what I'm saying? Because he was written off, and you know, listen, I get it. People do things, dude. People do things. I can't say he did things, but based on just me looking at it from the way I saw it, I was like, I don't know, dude. That don't sound right to me. You know, sorry if it happened to you, but I don't believe it. And if they were able to, what they call it, triangulate with the cameras and find out who was here, where was what, everything seems to don't point to your story. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just simply saying.
You forgot about that part of the plan.
Yeah.
Cameras everywhere.
Everywhere that you can just be like, all right. Because if you're showing the two brothers inside of whatever store they were in buying these items that was used or that they saw on your person, how, Sway? It's like finding, you ever see those forensic shows and they have the rope, little fiber of a rope, and then they go to the store with the Walmart where it was bought from, and then they was able to triangulate when you left there and then you went to the hardware store.
And the rope is only made during this season.
From this stock number.
Yeah, this tree.
From on this corner of the field, you know what I mean? You have to kind of start saying something is to this. There was another story that came out. So I say this. So if I'm glad he's not in prison. I'm honestly, because I don't think it was worth being sitting in no jail for no 5 months, 5 days. Yeah, hit him with the fee, give him probation. There's some shame that he got to deal with.
You think that the judge sentenced him just to kind of like, I don't know, take a jab at him?
It almost like it could have been making a point or something.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like kind of that's because otherwise, why would you do it? I mean, this is a non-violent offense.
Who's not suicidal?
Who is not suicidal? I mean, I was, again, when he said, I laughed because I thought it was funny that that's what he would say. But then as I thought about it, I was like, good answer.
Wink, wink.
Right. Good answer. You know what I mean?
I am not suicidal.
I am not suicidal. So if something happens to me behind this, behind these bars, I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there are other people who went behind the walls and wish they would have said the same declaration. Yeah. Jeff Epstein, what his name?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
But he could have done it to himself, given the fact that he had too many names and he knew things. Or if you watch Scandal, they can make you disappear. You know what I'm saying? Or make it look like an accident. You know what I'm saying? So nothing surprises me there. But there was another situation that came, I don't know if you heard, when Tisha Campbell said some things. And
I was believing her for a minute, though.
It was believable, but then as I started to hear her talk about it, it started to not to be believable to me. And I was like, so when they pulled up with the van, you had a conversation with them and, no, sir, no, ma'am, I'm not coming in that van, instead of running into the hotel.
No, we were taught as kids, when you see something like that, you run. You go the opposite direction.
Okay, I guess your mic is on. It just seemed low. But it's on, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, it just seemed. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Like I said, in the beginning, I believed it. And then everybody else started doing, uploading their videos, kind of dissecting her story.
Well, I didn't see any of
And
those.
after a while, I was like, you know what? She could be lying.
Something smells fishy.
Something ain't right.
But the police did their own investigation without, conducted their own investigation, and it proved to be no sir, no ma'am. We don't see any evidence of this happening on this street. You standing on this street, this van. I'm like, I guess what I'm saying is, you all know that we are probably in all of, let's say U.S., forget America. I mean, the whole world, but just U.S. No, not U.S. U.S. That there are cameras on every corner, like every street.
Even in your pocket.
Even in your pocket. You don't walk down Walmart aisles and you see the thing start flashing at you. Like they're everywhere. Everywhere. Like, how do you think that you can get away with things? And people, don't get me wrong, get away for a while, because people are getting caught. Like, you did it today or yesterday and you getting caught today. Whereas, the whole 90s serial killer didn't get caught until 2005. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He had like 2 decades that he went through before. You know what I mean? So I don't know how y'all think you can do something and get away with it so easily, because your phone is gonna start snitching on you after a while. Like it's gonna detect the crime and report it to the police.
Yeah. No, she's lying.
Right.
She was here.
It's just gonna send out some kind of signal.
Yeah, any cell phone tower that you're near, it'll start pinging.
It'll start pinging without you ain't even gotta be using your phone. It just picks up. So yeah.
Here.
Right. You got to get a burner phone or whatever. And I don't even know if that's even reliable for real. Because I think if somebody knows your phone number, they'll know where you are. That's all I guess the investigators would probably need is your number. Don't worry about it. The towers will pick them up. So they'll at least have the basic area of where you may be and start, what do you call it? Process of elimination, or start reducing it down to right here at this house. So I'm saying, like Beretta said, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Remember that song back in the day? Keep your eye on the sparrow. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. So, T.I.'s doing comedy.
I'm laughing already.
It's funny. You know what, though? I like to see him doing stand-up, though, for real, because there are some things that he said that just like funny and without being funny. You know what I mean? Without trying to be a comedian.
Yeah, he's naturally
been funny, right? So I imagine if he can work some good material together, put some good material together.
Yeah, like being naturally funny,
that's part of it.
That's part of it, but transferring it to the stage for
the audience.
Quick five, what was the term?
What's
quick
that?
five or a hot 5 minutes or whatever.
Oh yeah. I can't think of the word right now, but like your 5-minute set, type of deal.
That's
yeah,
the difference right there.
Yeah, but the advantage is he's already been on the stage, so he knows how to work a crowd.
He knows how he's an MC.
He has the charisma and the timing to work an audience, because he knows how to work an audience. You're a performer, you know how to work an audience. You should anyway. He's been doing it long enough that he knows the timing of the beat, the applause, the moves of people, who to play to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you rapping or singing, you see the girl going wow, you go that direction.
Zero in on
you
her.
play to her a little bit, then you move it around. You know what I'm saying? So, I think all the makings of a good comedian are there. I guess
think the whole thing started off of a dare between him
and
one of his buddies who's also a comedian. What's my man's name?
Oh, you schooling me?
Real funny. K-Dub.
Okay.
I think that's how the story went.
So they were sitting around one day. He's like, yeah, if you think you're funny.
Yeah, why don't you do it?
Yeah.
So I think it started off a dare or something.
Oh, but I don't know. Has anything? You know what? I have never YouTube trying to find him on YouTube doing his thing. I should have. I've never even thought to do it. I've been listening so much to what people have been saying that I hadn't even tried to find it for myself.
Yeah, see for yourself.
Right, see for myself. I think the issue kind of came when Godfrey was like,
yeah.
I guess I don't know if it was an issue or not, but an issue with him going up after Godfrey. Yeah. Like, I guess that's kind of like the unspoken rule.
Which, again, wasn't his idea. It wasn't his idea.
Gotcha.
As the story goes.
Like it was the Comedy Store's place. The Comedy Theater's place.
Because I think how the story went, he was hanging out with some investors, and one of the guys he was with happened to own the plaza where the Comedy Theater is.
Oh.
He said, well, I know the guy that runs this place. You
want some time?
You want some time? Yeah. That's all that was. That's how But
okay.
Godfrey, not knowing this, was like, "What is this guy going on?
I'm done. Yeah,
I'm done." So it's a wrap.
Good night. You know what I'm saying?
So I think that's where the confusion came.
Okay. I guess I could see that.
So you hanging with the owner's owner?
All right. The boss of all bosses. Yeah. I guess but I guess if it's the unspoken rule, I can see where Godfrey is coming from.
He's at this point. I don't call him old school, but he's been in the biz for a while.
He's been in the game for a minute, yeah. So he knows. But then at the same time, I guess would you stop Chappelle
if you want to come?
If he wanted to, work out some material after your set?
I think the problem comes in is like
because The comedy place is going to be like,
Yeah. Well, I think the problem with that is Chappelle and T.I.'s not really a comedian.
Gotcha.
You know, so T.I. coming up after him.
Maybe if he came up to rap, it'd have been different.
Yeah, you know. So I can see where the confusion comes in.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
yeah.
Chappelle, bring him in.
All right.
I'm about to sit down and watch him.
I'm gonna cut my act short. You know. Yeah. I guess you probably would, but then at the same time, I don't have skin in the game, so I don't know how I would feel if I was up there performing and somebody wanted me to stop.
Yeah.
You know, to let such and such go on. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm from hip hop and used to do it, and now I'm talking about the CHH side where cross movement could come in and get on stage. I'm from that era, you know, where cross movement was like the, you know, creme de la creme. They were headliners, and so they would adjust the you know, I've seen it. You know what I mean?
Shouts out to the truth.
Shout out! Oh, you saw him. That's right.
I saw him in the barbershop a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, we gotta get them to come through. So I can see. I don't know. I don't think I felt the way because, you know, it was the cross movement. You give the respect where the
so
respect
that actually
is.
happened to you?
It didn't happen to me. It just happened to the night. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it wasn't like I was on. I'm just saying I seen it happen. But again, it was the cross movement. It's just like saying it was LL. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Some people you gotta bow down to. I mean, I'm not saying that in a like you lower than kind of what I'm thinking. It's just simply saying you paying homage to that person. So if I was up next and I hadn't gone up yet, and Jay-Z walked in, or let's say somebody not as high as Jay-Z, and I'm not trying to disrespect nobody, but somebody who's well known, but you know, still got their levels. I'm like, yeah, you know, I like, dang, I wish I would had them see me perform first, but but you know, you respect it.
Can we do an on the spot remix?
Right, I'm gonna jump on stage with them. You know what I'm saying? But again, hey, you can't tell somebody how to feel, especially when it's somebody who's new. You know what I mean? He's not new to the game, but he's new to that stage.
I think part of the I don't want to say hurt, but part of the issue came when you know, not T.I., but Godfrey went on another show and they asked him about it.
Mm-hmm.
Godfrey's a comedian, and if you've ever seen him, he's kind of silly.
Yeah, he's gonna make fun along the way.
He's gonna take a few jabs along the way, and I guess where it got back to T.I. that he was
like taking jabs.
Yeah, like taking jabs at him, and
like, oh, you serious?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Funny, but dude wasn't feeling it. So,
yeah.
In T.I. fashion, he makes a video and uploads it and tells the world how he's feeling.
Right. So that begins the back and forth. Yeah. Where it was all really kind of a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
In the back and forth, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, I don't know the rules of comedy, how the lineup goes and who's supposed to be the headliner and how they shut down the show and nothing followed. I don't know none of that kind of stuff. I can understand if that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. But I guess at the same time, dude, you pick and choose depending on who wants to come work out some stuff. You know what I mean? If it's Chappelle wanting to work out some stuff, or if it's Chris Rock wanting to work out some stuff, do you let them come without attitude? Or because they're going to get to do it anyway, because I'm sure the comedy spot not going to be like.
Especially if somebody in the audience sees them.
Well, and plus, that's money. You know,
Yeah.
for somebody to be sitting in the audience and all of a sudden Chappelle walk in and wants to work out, you want that because you got the audience right there. They're going to probably stick around. They're obviously going to stick around and spend a little bit more money, and it brings credence to your spot more.
The name of the club.
Yeah, come on, man. It's like, you know, entertainers or whatever that show up at clubs. Yo, Rick Ross was there. Yo, J-Lo was there. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You like, yo, such and such be coming through here. You know what I mean? So that makes people come out to your spot. So I get it. I get it on the one hand where you're like, come on, man, that's not the rules. But I understand on the other hand where, you know, but sometimes if rules do get broken and you can adjust the rules according to who it is. Ain't nothing you can do about that part. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a fan of Godfrey. I like the dude. Think he's funny as a mug. His impersonations are always on point because they have all on their wings. You know what I'm saying? And obviously T.I., who killing the game, rap game, and doing his thing on the screen and all that good stuff. So you get props where props is due. But I don't know the rules. I don't want no problems with it. And I think they've kind of realized, wait a minute, we misunderstood each other. We cool, you know what I'm saying? Because that's all we need is more peace, y'all. Peace, peace, peace in the East, in the West. So your boy Kanye has been in the news, kind of heavy, very heavy.
I guess it's safe to say he's trolling himself.
Do you find it? Do you think it's a troll? Does it come off as a troll to you?
For lack of a better term, I would say yeah. But if I had to dig deeper, I'd say dude's suffering from something. Ever since his mom's passed,
Hasn't been the same.
He has been the same guy.
Not quite right. Well, there's the show. Was the movie Can't Get Right?
Can't Get Right.
Yeah. It's something. It's something. He'd been picking on Pete Davidson. I guess they call him Skeet. What do they call him now?
Skeet Davidson.
What is it?
Skeet Davidson.
Skeet Davidson, yeah. And I guess somewhere along the line, he got tired of it. So I guess the last text or whatever, like, why y'all texting? How you know him? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that you could be texting him.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Sir,
I don't know if I want to.
E-bullying.
Like you texting your ex's bully. Like that's kind of corny to me.
Just don't answer.
I wouldn't even be doing it.
You're giving the police all the evidence they need.
All the evidence, and it just seemed non-mannish.
Childish.
Yeah.
And out of all people, you're gonna pick on Pete Davidson? Like the guy weighs about $105.
Who ain't bothering nobody?
Bothering nobody. You rather make you laugh,
Right. It ain't our fault that Kim Kardashian likes him.
What Snoop say? You know the name of the game. I'm gonna censor it. Your chick chose me.
It chose me. Diddy said in the Mario Winans song, he said, "I can't understand how a man got you choosing." You know what I mean? So if your man, your lady is choosing. You know what I mean? Or your ex at this point.
The Mac.
What's that?
The Mac. I choose you, baby.
I choose you, baby. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe in my young 20s would have. Well, no, because I didn't even do it. Well, phones wasn't even a thing like that. But I wouldn't have. I didn't bother nobody. I didn't. That wasn't my thing. Like if I'm done, if I'm not messing with her no more, I ain't messing with her no more.
The problem that I have with it is, like the dude's not bothering anybody. Mm-hmm. It's not like he knocked on his door and said, "Hey, can I have your ex-wife?"
Right.
She came to him.
She came on my block looking for me.
Made up a long time ago.
Somewhere along the line. Somewhere along the line, she decided enough is enough with you, and I'm going to move on with life. And somehow or another, this young cat has caught my attention or caught her attention.
Because he's definitely, different from her.
It's
regular,
not the usual.
It's not her usual type of dude.
I think he has her name like branded on his chest or something like that. Yeah. That's a little too far for me.
I think it's been documented in interviews that he suffers from some kind of something,
Oh.
So yeah.
He has. I know there was a commercial that he had.
He admits it too. He's
a commercial with him doing like some kind of vitamin water type water. It wasn't not vitamin water, but it was a water commercial. Mm-hmm. But he was getting like his tattoos removed in the commercial, or he was getting them, one of the two. But I felt like he was getting the tattoo removed. Mm-hmm. But it was again a commercial. But you're saying he suffers from some kind of
mental issues because I think his pops
from the 9/11
fireman, died during 9/11. So
yeah,
that played a big part in. So both of those guys are suffering from something.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm gonna say that's crazy. Let me change my words to use my words. That's messed up. Yeah. That two guys with mental issues are battling each other or beefing with each other, or one at least one is beefing with one. You know what I'm saying? When Kanye sent the text, "Where you at?" And he says, "I'm in bed with your wife," type of thing. And I could have been a little jab, a little poke,
Definitely.
Out of frustration, saying, "Look, this where I'm at." Whether he was there or not, I don't know. I don't know what her bed looks like. Don't know what the room looks like. Don't even know what the house looks like.
Come on and pull up if you want to.
Right. But even in the exchange,
I'll pull out.
Right. Once you pull up, Skeet was
I'm busy here.
Right. I said, listen, man,
Put your girl on my lap.
why don't we go get help together? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I never understood that. The same thing goes for women too. When your partner goes out and finds somebody else, you beefing with the other chick, or when your lady goes out to find some other dude, you beefing with the dude.
Yeah.
That common denominator made that decision.
Yeah.
So why are y'all beefing?
I'm not beefing with no dude over no female when she chose to go her route. When she went rogue. You know what I'm saying?
She went rogue.
When she goes rogue, she on her own, man. I can't. Free agent. You traded yourself. You know what I'm saying? There's your walking papers right there. You've eliminated yourself. So I'm cool with it.
So I guess you staying here now?
I'll do my little slide down the wall and cry thing. You know what I'm saying? If I got to do that. But I ain't gonna come out there chasing you. Tomorrow, where you at? Why you in here? Come out of his house.
You heard it in me.
Right. Driving up in the lawn. You know what I'm saying? No, man. In your teens, you do that. Yeah. Maybe your young 20s. But when you start getting into your 30s and your 40s, stop. You don't need to be doing that. Again, emotions run high, but it's because you're dealing with some unhealed hurt. You know what I'm saying? And that unhealed hurt makes you attach yourself to somebody like they the fix all. Yeah. And that's
what is it with her? Is her stuff like made of gold or something? 'Cause dudes be like getting at her.
I don't know what you've been told. Kardashian. I was waiting for you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Chicks, man, they're like, what is it?
I mean, let's be honest. They're pretty. They're beautiful women. So you ain't gonna deny that. You can't deny it. They come from a beautiful stock.
After some
family.
time under the knife.
I don't mean to say stock, but their whole family is beautiful. And
after a little adjustment,
they done some things that they probably didn't need to do. Nah. But it's my life. It's my. I guess they could do what they want to do, but. You start there because that's what's going to catch you anyway. And then you're enamored by them in some kind of way. There's some kind of, what's it called, allure?
Yeah.
That obviously you need to get out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's you're in the sunken place.
The sunken place. Yeah. That's where Ye is right now. Ye is in the sunken place.
Like I don't know how people can still go 20. I don't know how many years ago, 20 years ago or so, however long it was, and still talk about a tape. She only rich because of the tape. No, she rich because she was already good financially, I would imagine, or at least her father was. You know what I'm saying?
Now she's independently good.
That don't make her rich. That make him rich. And then if we're going to say that, hear me and hear me good. Now, some of y'all are not going to like what I'm about to say. She's only rich because her father was rich, and that's how she got to be ... But so is Magic Johnson's son. So is Shaq's kids. So is LL kid. So is Ice Cube's son. You get what I'm saying? They were rich before they were even born, or somewhere thereafter. So if we're gonna talk about they're only because of, so they're kids, and I'm not trying to pit the two. I'm just simply saying we can't use that as an excuse. They had to do something still. They had to get out and do something. We see Ice Cube's son, O'Shea, out there getting his acting on like a mug. He killing it.
The boy got his own money.
Denzel's son out here killing the game.
Son David.
Right. So is all the other kids. You got to still get out there, get up, get out, and do something.
I think. The tape may have sparked it, by her.
That brought some attention.
But I gotta be honest. She has a hustle about her. You know.
You can't knock the hustle, man. That's all I'm saying.
And when you got
some
the type of mom she has in your corner,
a momager like that,
you can't lose.
It's gonna help you get through.
Another reason why
Ashanti has a great mom and manager. Her mom, I think her mom is still her manager, if I'm not mistaken. Who Ashanti, right? It's still been in the game, killing it since what the early 2000s. When did she come out? It wasn't in the 90s. It couldn't have been in the 90s. Early 2000s. And still killing. No scandals. Nothing. And if whatever she do, what's that, John? I do my dirt all by my lonely. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You keep it low. You ain't got to be out there all on dancing all in the videos. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be doing all that.
I think another reason why, that family is so popular is because people like to watch and they can't stop watching.
Yeah, you're right.
So as long as you keep showing them attention, they're going to keep cha-ching.
It's working.
Yeah.
It's working. It's that title, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, is befitting because I don't know how the Keeping Up with the Joneses started. Was there a Jones family or something?
Possibly.
Where did that title come from or where did that saying come from? But somehow or another, people want to keep up with the Kardashians, whether or not you want to keep up with them financially, materialistically, just in their appearance and how they look, or they just make you feel good about yourself when you look at it. I don't know. You keep up with them to find out what's going on. You know what I mean?
What should I do next?
But what I am saying is,
what would Kim do?
Right? Kim, what would she do? I know what Kanye need to do. He should relax.
Gotta relax.
It's easy for me to say because I ain't chasing after the family like him. I don't. You know what I mean? But
I've had this conversation before. Remember the song "Gold Digger"?
Mm-hmm.
He's living it. He's living it.
And once you get on,
you get that very last verse. He's living that.
Yeah.
So part of me wonders.
18 years. 18 years.
So a part of me wonders, like, is that what he really wanted all along?
Sometimes it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah. It's almost like the I don't want to get into almost like the Chris Rock thing, but we'll get into that. But also I wanted to mention this: Kanye threatening D.L. Hughley.
Nah, he don't want to do that.
I got enough money to get you hurt, type of thing.
Yes, and now you giving
like stop. I don't like the thug life stuff.
You're giving the judge more than enough.
You ain't gonna see these kids not without a what you call it, a chaperone or whatever.
Chaperone.
Yeah,
and an armor bodyguard.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But I mean, I don't like the tough talk when you ain't never been tough. You know what I mean? I ain't saying he can't fight. I'm just saying you just never been the tough guy. Like, even though he's not saying he gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
And take away the money and the access to certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would you still be talking like that?
No, because money gives you a certain amount of power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then if you're already egotistical and narcissistic and
at this point maniacal.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? You starting to sit around doing that, type of thing, conjuring up stuff.
$1 billion.
Yeah. But DL, who is too grown for all that, made jokes about it. Like, it's nothing. Acting like he ain't from Compton. You know what I'm saying? Like
an ex-blood member.
Come on, man. That's I don't mess with people. I leave people alone. I don't know where you from. I don't know what you got behind your back, and I don't know who your cousins is.
Thank you. Because even though that person is out of the life,
one phone call.
Yeah.
Want me to handle it, cuz?
Yeah.
Who
hurt Junebug?
Right. Mount up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So nah, man. So, but healing for Kanye, and his family, but for him for sure, because
mental illness is real, y'all.
Mental illness is real. He's already, I guess, admitted to it, spoke about it. So get on your meds, do what you got to do, bro. Because I mean,
off them meds?
truth matter, don't nobody want him to hurt nobody, and nobody wants him to hurt
himself.
himself. Yeah, you know, for real. We laugh at this kind of stuff because sometimes it's just entertaining, even though it's wrong, but we find it entertaining. But don't nobody want nobody to hurt themselves, man. Just go get some help, dude, for real. So yeah. Well, speaking of comedians, the night of all nights, the night where Hollywood acknowledges the creme de la creme of talent in their pool of actors and actresses and peers and who else? Don't producers and directors. That's all on
soundtracks.
Yeah, all on Oscar night, right?
Costume designers.
The Academy Awards.
Yeah.
That is the stage that the world gets to see. And unfortunately, on the night of one of Hollywood's elite, on the night of his biggest night, we got to see a side of him that we ain't seen, not never.
Since Hancock?
Or since Ali. You know what I'm saying?
With a little Hancock in him.
With a little Hancock in him. Yeah, never mind. But Will Smith, the slap that was heard around the world, on Oscar night, walked on stage, got up out of his chair, first of all.
That was a long walk, too.
Walked that catwalk. That was a runway. Like if he was on a fashion walk. Walked up to Chris Rock, unbeknownst to Chris Rock, because Chris, I think, thought he was probably gonna come up there and play with him. You know, you do that fake tussle, or you grab the mic and say, "Let me say something."
Yeah.
You know, one of those kind of moves. Yeah. So, unexpectedly, got, for lack of a better, he didn't get sucker punched, but he got sucker slapped by Will Smith. What's your thoughts when you first saw it?
Like a lot of people, especially people that were there in attendance, I thought it was part of the act. Then you get to hear the actual audio later on.
The audio of
Will Smith after he gets back to his seat, and he repeats himself. I'm like, oh, he
doubled down,
playing like he's serious.
He did it a little slower and with a little bit more bass.
Yeah, like some your daddy would tell you to do, but this time with a little bit more urgency.
Like you coming in the house, you know what I'm saying?
You get here expeditiously.
Like get off the porch and get your anus.
Yeah, get here right now.
Right, not now, but right now.
Get off your good intentions and get
right.
But and after, cause like I didn't watch the Oscars, honestly.
I got a text. I didn't watch it either.
Cause honestly, I forgot they were coming on.
Facts.
So I woke up to all this, and when I saw it, I thought it was, is this a joke? Is it part of the show? And the look on Chris Rock's face told it all. I was like, no, that was real.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was like everybody else. They showed still shots later on.
Right.
Of everybody's face in the audience, and that was jaw-dropping, you know.
Yeah, it was jaw-dropping. Obviously, like you said.
No pun intended.
Obviously, but was it fake? We thought it was a part of the act.
Yeah.
Chris Rock probably thought this is a part of the act that he didn't know about.
Yeah, because he leaned in like he was like going
to
tell him something.
It's Will Smith.
Yeah, he thought Will was going to tell him. He's leaning in like what?
Let me say this. If it was 50 walking up there, I think Chris Rock would have been doing the same thing. Like thinking he could ready come up there and say joke.
And be fifth.
But not punch him or not smack. Just you know.
If anybody.
Just to kind of put a little.
If anybody, expect that, you know, if you are going to get punched.
If it could possibly him, you know. Yeah. But, you know, sometimes you use your size to, you know, show something. Not necessarily the, be physical, but you show your size. And even if you're joking, you show your size. I don't know how big Chris Rock is. I don't know his height. I don't know his build. I don't know his weight. I don't know none of that. But nonetheless, I don't care if it was Kevin Hart walking up there. Smacked off guard is smacked off guard. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's start there. So we ain't got to talk about because Will Smith big. Smacked off guard I've been smacked by a girl off guard, and it hurt. You know what I'm saying? And it was off guard. You know what I'm saying?
Did it make your teeth click?
It made my jaw move a little bit, and it had and you sit there and you puzzle. You like, which one of y'all just hit me? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Got the Dennis Edward jaw going.
Right. Mateo. But is that him? That was him. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I thought it was fake for the hot second, but I think everybody got caught because it sounded. You heard it.
Man, did that thing sounded off, bro. Like it was almost like it's like he came down the hand of God.
I beseech thee.
Because he is like significantly taller than him.
Yeah, he is.
It was like an overhanded type of joint. It's like your mom clocking you.
Right, but it wasn't a haymaker style. It wasn't like he cocked it and came with it. It came like from like this. It came kind of quick.
Yeah.
You know, it was
like an overhand right.
Yeah, it was a quick one. And you know, that's some of his training. You know what I'm saying? Could have kicked in. But I felt like it sounded. This could be me. I'm not Chris Rock's jaw, his face, none of that kind of stuff. But I felt like it was louder than the hit. Yeah. Again,
that's the thing about a slap. It's like the sound of it kind of
it's more resounding than the actual how it felt.
Everybody like, ooh.
Because I think he was more shocked at what he said. Chris Rock was more shocked at what Will Smith was saying.
Like it was a joke, dude.
Than the smack. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like wow, Will Smith just smacked the ish out of me. Mm-hmm. He didn't say anything like this. Can you believe it? Hold on a second. You know, again, that could have been a shock. It could have been the whole, let me keep my composure. It could have been all of those things. I don't know what he was thinking.
I want to host again next year.
Right. And I don't want to look thrown off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He was slightly thrown off, but I felt like he was more thrown off by what Will Smith said than the smack. Because, you know, after the first keep my wife's out your effing name, and then he's like, yeah, we joking, man. It's about then he slowed it down with a little bit more bass.
Mm-hmm. He chopped and screwed it.
Right. Right. He chopped and screwed it. Yeah, that's funny. And so now Chris like, all right, dude. All right. Now I think that's where he got thrown off.
That's one of them things you say you trying to calm a dude down. Like, hey, man. Hey, bro, we just playing.
Right. Like, relax, bro. First of all, it was a joke, not necessarily about Jada Pinkett's hair, because I didn't even know she had alopecia. Yeah. You know, I wouldn't joke about that either, but I didn't know she had it. But it was more of the joke about the movie. She fits the build. If you know, no disrespect to Jada, but she fits the build. She has the physicalities of somebody who's athletic, who can move and do all of what Demi was doing. Hairstyle obviously was low, and it just fits it. It would, and then on top of that, it'd be a black woman playing the role that a white woman played. You know, we'd be like, oh, that's what's up. That'd be cool to see. So I thought in that regard, it could have been funny. Not lean over, break your ribs funny, but it was just a little. I get it.
Speaking of funny,
oh, you know the name of the podcast.
Oh, man, that just happened.
That just happened.
You see Will actually laughing at the joke himself.
He started chuckling. And it was a big laugh. It wasn't like a lean over laugh, but he laughed out loud.
And a part of me, because I know we talked about this earlier, it almost seemed like like he couldn't laugh, but it was so funny that he kind of got it.
Yeah,
like,
he got his.
Yeah, like I wish I had to say the type of laugh, you know.
Right.
Oh, that was a good one, you know. And Jada didn't think that was funny.
I don't know. I felt like there was a slight little, not a chuckle from her, but you know, if somebody making fun of you, even though you don't want to laugh at it, it could be funny. And sometimes you got to give it up because it is funny. Yeah. But then you not laugh.
Even though that person said it.
There you have it. I'm not laughing because it's you. It's funny what you just said.
That was a good one.
Dang, why couldn't be Amy Schumer saying that right now? You know what I'm saying? Or Wanda Sykes. That would have been.
They have history. You know, it's this weird type of history. You know, like.
Did you send me the picture of them together?
No, but I've seen it floating around
the
internet. You know, they have this weird. I won't say relationship, but like how they. I know they travel in the same circles. You know, at some point, you're gonna run to this.
You have to,
again.
not at their level. You have to, yeah.
But I don't know what that is. It's weird, you know, and only they know what that is because Chris, he somehow, some way, he finds them in the audience. He doubles back around and bam.
Did you see the video of Marlon Wayans? No, I'm sorry, Sean Wayne when he was playing Chris Rock at the actual MTV Awards, acting as Chris Rock as host, making fun of the audience.
Sounded a lot like him.
That's right.
I give him props for that.
He was sounding just like, because he used to do them on In Living Color. But he sounded like him, had the mannerisms, made fun of real people because they were in the audience. Some laughed, some really didn't. Britney Spears didn't laugh. Some people laughed, some people didn't. But I like the way at the end, whoever the last person the fake Chris Rock joked on, the person went up on stage, not the real person, but the stand-in, the body double, went on stage and started beating him up. And then everybody who he joked about came on and started jumping. That's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy because you know how the Boondocks would do it. The Simpsons would do it. Yeah. And then you sit and fast forward and you're like, wow, who'd ever thunk it? Now, I will say that I was disheartened, though.
Yeah.
This is why I was disheartened.
I was shocked.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got kind of down because I was like, this is another black man smacking the crap out of another black man on
worldwide
not
TV. Not
just national TV, but like people across the world saw it.
This was all around the world. Yeah, and I was disheartened because I'm like, Chris Rock don't bother nobody. He can come crack jokes on me all day, and I'm like, all right, dude, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna smack him. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought the rule was the unspoken or the unwritten rather. Rule is you make fun of the audience, of certain whoever we write the stuff for, and we move on with the show. How long has the Oscars been doing that? How long has the Grammys been doing? How long has these shows been? Well, like those type of shows been doing it forever. Yeah. Why is it different now? What was it really that happened? Not on that stage per se. But what's going on in the mind, in the heart, in the whatever psyche of Will Smith.
Only he knows.
That only he knows. But we know because he's been telling us along the way. You know, if somebody keeps saying, hey, man, if I get over there, I'm going to jump. If I ever get a chance to come over there, I'm going to jump.
Got it.
But they never get over there.
Leaving breadcrumbs.
Yeah, like just telling us along the way. Yeah, no, if I ever get over to that spot over there, I promise you I'm going to jump off that cliff. Yeah. Like, man, you ain't going to jump, man. First of all, you live in New York and that cliff is in Hawaii. You get what I'm saying? Whatever. So you ain't going to never. And then one day they get to that cliff and jump. They say, I've been telling you since the beginning. So whatever he's been laying along the line, whether it's the hurt from watching his mom be abused by his dad,
his pops, yeah.
Us, you know, him kind of also being the laughing stock even when it came to certain things. Because you remember before he was Will Smith, he was Fresh Prince, if you know what I mean, as the rapper. And they always thought he was the corny dude. You know, even maybe not so much amongst his peers, but us on the outside went more towards the Big Daddy Kanes and the harder flavored.
Especially when placed beside NWA.
When you play, right, you start to, you know, don't look the same. You know, so you don't sound the same. It's corny now. We're getting jiggy with it. But at the same time, I'm thinking smart moves from Will because you're going the route that earns you more money, more applause, and more access.
You're seeing rappers like Pitbull kind of take the same route.
Instead of being the thug.
Yeah, he's changed his whole style of music. You know?
Let me put on
he's
a
still
suit.
That dude.
Yeah, right. I wouldn't run up on him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's proven that.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Don't run up on him because you understand why they call him Pitbull. But, you know, let me put on a suit and tie. Right. and do this for the ladies. Let me, you know, do this for that as opposed to, you know, grabbing myself and holding my jewels. You know what I mean? And so I get if that's why he did it. as a, you know, maybe he didn't want to be hardcore. Maybe he enjoyed that kind of, but it gained him the access and the, you know, the ability to move around in Hollywood in ways that other rappers and such and such couldn't. But I was disheartened because he went and assaulted another, like a brother. And I don't mean black brother. I mean just a peer. Yeah, it was a peer. And then on top of that, we're going to talk black brother. Somebody that we all adore. You know, we look up to Will Smith because he has accomplished so much in the industry. And then Chris Rock, who has done the exact same thing using comedy to do it.
They were kind of simultaneously on the rise.
On the rise, right. I don't know what came first. Maybe Will Smith may have been quite slightly first. I don't know. But nonetheless, two different paths, but going through the same, in a sense, trajectory. Because remember, at one point, Chris Rock was boiling hot.
Yep.
What was it? Bigger and
Blacker.
Bigger and Blacker. I forgot the other one. But there was a couple of stand-ups that he did that just did not miss. You know what I'm saying?
Miss. No,
even when he came out with the latest one, I thought I enjoyed it. Tambourine. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Yeah, I mean, you know, so that's what disheartened me. I was like, dang, bro. It's easy for me to say this. This is Monday morning. You know what I'm saying? This is Monday morning quarterbacking. I wasn't in the game Sunday, so I wasn't in the pocket. Had a couple of linebackers coming at me.
5 big guys.
Yeah, coming at me at full speed. And I got to make a decision on who to throw the ball to, who's open. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully I'll make the right one without it being a fumble, interception, or a sack. You know what I'm saying? And so it's easy for me to sit here on Monday and talk about woulda, coulda, shouldas. So I'm not going to say that. So I'm just simply saying disheartened at the fact that you chose who you chose to dump that anger on. Because clearly you were boiling on the inside.
Like you and I were talking earlier, I think Chris Rock just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Something like that.
Because a part of me feels like
he had the wrong face on.
He had her face on Chris's body. He was really taking shots at that slap was meant for, you know.
I kind of see this stuff in hip hop in a sense, where you see these little bickerings back and forth on the internet. But when you see people of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith's status, I don't like to see, we laugh at it. That's why Will has been like kind of like the joke for the past couple of years or so. Memes, and we watch him at Red Table Talks getting
he took over
demeaned.
He's a new crime meme.
Yeah,
man.
that's what I'm saying. We were seeing all of that kind of stuff. And all the while, it's her that seems to be causing him the hurt. I'm not saying it. I don't know if it's her. He can only really say it. But, you know, he's admitted to like feeling some type of way about her relationship with Tupac. That was an extremely close relationship. Even how you say it?
Posthumously.
That word.
You got to say it fast.
Otherwise, it's going to mess up. You know what I'm saying? What he said. And even if it's that after the death of Tupac, or just the other things that she's done. And we don't know all that she's done.
That's the thing. We don't know what else.
We don't know what he's done either.
Yeah.
Because there could be some things that she's hurt. And from my understanding, what I was taught from someone is when you hurt a woman,
she wants you to hurt.
She wants you to hurt 10 times more than that. But what better way to do that than to do it the way that she's been doing it publicly? Yeah. Like I said, we was talking.
What's that thing? The torture thing? 1,000 cuts.
There it is. Death by 1,000 cuts.
That's what she's been.
Yeah. Slowly
on live TV.
And we sitting there watching like we are watching this man, but we're also watching him crumble. And that's the downside. That's the side that's we got to pay attention to. We're watching what could be the fall of this great guy, because Will is a great guy. I mean, I wouldn't say good. I'm gonna say he's a great guy. We don't know all the demons, all the things he's battling on the inside, except for what he said. But again, like you said, he's leaving the breadcrumbs. And if he keeps saying, once I get over there, I'm going to jump, we got to, at some point, believe that he's going to jump.
Because I heard Dio, it may have been from his radio show, but somebody uploaded it, and he was talking about basically both guys because he's of that circle, especially being around Chris Rock and a fellow comedian. He was saddened by the whole thing, but he also kind of tried to shed a different light on Will because he played a guest spot on there,
right?
And DL was basically also speaking highly of Will because, like I said, he did a episode on there.
That's right.
As his past friend, he came to LA.
Didn't he want to be a comedian or something?
Yeah. He came to LA. Wow, that's funny. He came to LA to to get on the showcase, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, I think what became of that, he started, warming up the crowd.
Okay. For
the show, and he said that was doing part of because something will, put a bug in somebody. Said, hey, why don't we just use DL for
nice?
Because he said he had a family at that time. Well, not at that time, but he was, just pretty much trying to get his career popped off. In Hollywood. So Will shot him. It threw him a lob.
That's what's up.
So he was kind of caught like a lot of us in the weird space. We like both dudes. They've gone on to do great things.
Mm-hmm.
But
they're not. There are no stories of jerk.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? There's no story of being jerks out there.
This one time I met
him. Yeah, none of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Of course, they run in different circles where they don't necessarily hang just anywhere.
Yeah, just anywhere now.
But at the same time, just I don't know. Like I said, it just disheartened me because of who it was. I asked myself, what if it was somebody else up there telling that joke? What if it was, say, The Rock telling that joke? Because if we're using size, which some people have, what if the comedian was bigger? Not bigger in name, but bigger in stature.
Interesting.
What if it was somebody who's not necessarily a comedian, but can still get up there and read a teleprompter? Yeah. What if it was 50 up there?
That would have went kind of differently. Even if he had attempted to slap, Fifth would have retaliated.
But would he had gotten up is what I'm saying.
When you walk that far, you got to commit.
Like while you're thinking,
you got to commit.
You
got to commit.
Like, how far did I go? Oh shoot!
You got to commit.
I am halfway down.
You locked in now.
All right, you got to get up there and start telling jokes with him. And another thing,
it's too late to turn back now.
Yeah, you got to get up there. Give me the mic. Yeah, so G.I. Jane, you know what I'm saying? You on to something 50, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's we joke, but at the same time, it's sad. It's messed up. It happened to a great guy. Happened to a good guy. I don't know how he is personally, Chris Rock, but his TV persona and no rumor reports of him being a jerk. You know what I mean? It just happened to one of ours, that happened on a platform that is none of ours.
It's none of ours.
And it should not have happened. So that lets us know that there's some stuff that's lying way beneath within Will Smith that needs to be sat down and really talked about. There's something, and it should not happen at the red table talk.
No.
It should not happen there.
Because she's not a professional therapist.
Because I think she needs to go see one.
Yeah, they both
instead of playing one or being one, go see one
separately.
I think a therapist needs a therapist. You know what I mean?
They do.
Yeah. So
because they got to unload their stuff on somebody.
They got to get it off somewhere. You know how I do. I talk about it all the time. I say, dude, whenever I got something, I got to get it out of me because otherwise, I will walk around and it festers.
Yeah. And it just might show up at Burger King.
Like, what you say? I can't have it my way. You know what I mean? I don't know. I like to get it off me as soon as I can. That's why me and the ex got the joint. Can I cuss? Let me hold up. Give me a couple minutes, bro. Let me just get this off. And if you got something to say about it, say it. But let me at least get it off me. And it works for me. Yeah, because like you said, you don't want to get up one day like, one B, come on B. How will my man say in Paid in Full when they kidnapped his son?
Oh,
I mean his
little brother.
Yeah, little brother. How he was in the car crying. B, there's one person say something to me, B. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's like that. And, that could have been Will for a minute. It could have been him for a minute. I said to somebody recently, and I said this with all sincerity. I said, man, sometimes I'm tired of being a nice guy. Sometimes I'm tired of being a nice guy. I consider myself a nice guy. I know probably at times I could be a jerk to somebody, but overall, I'm a nice guy. I
saw this meme that says, no matter how, I'm paraphrasing, by the way, no matter how nice you are, you're the a-hole in somebody's story.
Facts. So whoever that
I'm not denying that. I don't know who, but I'm pretty sure.
Probably true.
It's probably true.
Yeah, right. I
get it.
I receive it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna deny it. I can't deny it. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I mean? So I'm cool with that. But overall, I'm a nice guy. But sometimes
that's being that whoever that person that thinks I'm a particular. If I've wronged you, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't know I wronged you.
If I did, I
I'm not
didn't
like
do
that
it
all
on
the time.
purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not me 24/7.
Right. You caught me on a day. You know what I'm saying? But overall, you know what I mean? I think the resounding feedback that you would get about me, and it's not tooting a horn or anything, but he's cool, or he's a nice guy, or he don't bother nobody. I'm about to quote Slick Rick. I stay strictly to myself and all my work gets done. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what that's about. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes you get tired of being the nice guy. And that's sad when you get tired of being the nice guy.
I'm at this point, I'm in the future with it. I fast forwarded. And I'm just waiting to the point where he finally comes out and just explains what happened.
Where he's coming from.
Yeah, where all that energy came from.
Yeah, yeah. And they saying that they had asked him to leave and he refused that night. They let him get up there and give his acceptance speech.
He was on one and stayed on one.
Like I said.
Ain't going nowhere. Who gonna move me?
What he say? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you better get up off your shoulders. Oh man, that is too funny, right? But and that they saying that something should have happened immediately. Like in other words, they said they shouldn't. The Academy shouldn't have allowed him to come up there and give his speech, especially since this happened first. You know what I mean?
That was clearly assault.
Yeah, it was an assault. Yeah, Chris Rock chose not to press charges. Which, if it was not Chris Rock, it had been a Caucasian.
Yeah,
there wouldn't have been no
Bradley
question.
Cooper.
Yeah, there you go.
And Bradley Cooper, it'd have been instant.
The charges would have just been brought.
Yeah. Even if he hadn't pressed charges,
that's what I'm saying.
I don't think Bradley would have did it, but they still would have.
They would have took it upon themselves.
Hit him in the back of that paddy wagon.
Because they can do that.
Yeah, watch your head, sir.
Yeah, right. They ain't gonna stop you to get you no Burger King and that, but but they'll treat you nice because of who you are. Yeah. Well,
I've seen all your movies.
Well, clearly he got some triggers, and those triggers need to be totally identified and dealt with.
I know we were talking about Kanye earlier being in the sunken place. Does we have a seat beside him in the sunken place?
They both falling. Yeah. Get out. Get out
of Hollywood.
Chappelle did.
He did.
Chappelle said, forget that. Give me this little town in Ohio.
Take a page out of my book. I'm going to go to Africa first. But
I'll
be back.
Get my mind right. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm going to go chill in a chill spot somewhere. Yeah. And he's, I'm sure, better for it. You know what I mean? So we mentioning triggers. Do you have any triggers? What's your trigger? Do we all have triggers? Are you supposed to have a trigger? Is that the thing in life for everyone, or?
I don't think we're supposed to. We just
do.
We just have them.
Yeah.
And they could come from, like a lot of therapists tell you, they start. Well, tell me about your childhood. A lot of it starts from there.
Yeah. I'm big on when I talk to folks or when I'm just thinking about things, I always think about, Well, let's go back to the childhood. Let's see what has occurred here. And then and again, this going back to childhood does not necessarily mean that you have to have been molested, physically abused. You know, I'm trying to think of something traumatic. You know what I mean? It don't have to be that. I mean, you could have been the black sheep of the family.
You've been told no a lot.
You could have been called stupid every day.
So now as an adult, you want everything. Right? So don't tell me no.
Right. Who said it? Who said I can't have it? It says the emergency exit only. Who said I can't go out the door? You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to go back to Will Smith, but
yeah.
You remember in Hancock when they called him an a-hole?
He said, don't call me. Yeah.
That was his trigger.
That's a good one, dude. You're right. There it is. So do you have a trigger? What's your trigger? Or do you?
Yeah, don't call me a-hole.
Well, that's one. Well, I've never called you that.
No. We're good, man. We good money. Do I have? I'm pretty much you've been knowing me for a while now. For years.
06?
Yeah. A decade and a half.
Yeah.
And some change.
And a few pennies.
A few pences.
Right.
Excuse me, sir.
Kind sir.
I'm pretty much chill. I'm like laid back, man. I don't get into too much stuff. I'm like, I stay in my lane, you know.
Drink my water and mind my business.
I'm a pretty good CDL driver. I stay in my lane, man. And yeah, I don't, just don't, you know, I don't give off that energy like I saw sometimes people can give off this real crazy, like, caffeinated energy. Like, that's not me. I'm like the total opposite.
Right,
so,
right.
Like,
that's the scary part, though.
You attract what you think about, or whatever, how that goes.
I got you, yeah.
That's why I'm naturally like this. I'm just even keeled. I'm just
right.
I'm a warm bath.
This feels just right. You're Goldilocks.
Now I know lots of times we can't, decide or determine how
what the trigger may be,
or how our day is going to go.
Yeah. I got you.
But for the most part, when I leave the house, I'm like, okay, this is going to be me for the next 23 hours.
Today going to be a good day.
Yeah, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be like Q.
Right.
Every day I leave the house, that's me in the green Impala. That's me.
Just waking up, got to thank God. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But just like what Melly Mel said, don't push me.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Well, see, if we're going back, that was probably a Will Smith moment. I'm close to the. Remember, I kept saying, I keep telling you
to lose my head.
Right. I'm about to jump off. If I get to that cliff, I'm going to jump. And
bungee.
What you said, don't push me. I'm close to that edge. We don't know where people are in their snap. You know what I mean?
That's why I don't come at people crazy.
I do not. I refuse to.
Because I don't know where they are.
I don't know your snap, dude. Yeah. And I'm not in that.
And I don't want to be the
recipient.
The happy recipient.
I don't want to be the recipient of it because heck, excuse me.
There are plenty of people that caught somebody else's L just by being in the wrong place.
Well, we saw it. It was at the Oscars.
Yeah.
Chris Rock caught somebody else's L, bro.
Yeah.
That was somebody else's slap. That wasn't for him. Unfortunately, he had to be the pun not intended, but intended the face of it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, something triggered him. It could have been Will has seen Jada's face, that look on her face one time before.
He knew what that meant.
And he knows what it means. Yeah. That's why I said when we was talking off air, when you're talking to your lady, when you in a crowded room, y'all can look at each other and be like, oh, he lying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You ain't said not one word to each other, but the spokesman is lying.
I'll say something. Oh, he ready to go.
You're right. You know that body language.
And you want me to come over and save him
You want me to get you out of this situation.
Yeah, we about to leave.
They want you over here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You just know you should anyway. You've been around a person long enough. Me and you, dude.
We good.
We got guests that come on the show. They say something. I can still be looking at them. And I can feel.
You throw me the lob and I'll dunk it.
Right. And I say, I know what he thinking. I'm going to just kind of go give a little head nod or lay my head just a little bit. And then we are like, I'm way ahead of you, dude. So it's that kind of thing. So I think he's seen that look before, and it triggered him. He's seen that look before. Like, I'm pretty sure for myself,
I was about to ask you that. What are some of your triggers?
Yeah, I don't know.
If you have any.
Well, I'm sure I had them. I would not say that I didn't, because I was angry. You know what I'm saying? I was bitter. This wasn't long ago. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like I'm talking about when I was 17. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure I started probably when I was 17, and it lasted a long time until Christ, and then he started pulling that stuff out of me. But I walked around angry. I was bitter and I was mad, but I didn't know who. So anybody could get it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it usually works.
I think that's a lot of people,
right.
Especially young black men walking around today.
I don't even say that. I just think people who, just walk around angry.
You're right.
Yeah, and anybody can get it. That's why the smallest of arguments can turn big.
It could be Sarah at the office. You say the wrong thing.
Man, there was this, I was telling somebody.
Sarah going to go off.
Right. Speaking of that, telling somebody the other day, this was back up in D.C. I was working at this spot, insurance company, and there was this woman. She was quiet. You know, to kind of come in and good morning and go do her work. She don't talk to nobody. She just kind of sat it, one of the ones that sat at the lunch table by herself. It's like she don't bother nobody.
Eat her tuna sandwich.
Quiet until one day somebody ate her cookies. And you talking about all Hades that broke loose up in that office.
She was like Eve in a barbershop.
Went off. Who drank my apple juice? Went off. The side of the woman that was so quiet, small, petite, didn't bother nobody, wore the glasses, the ponytail. You know that look, the librarian. Yeah. And went the freak off, dude. And I think we learned that day. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if y'all gonna eat anything. Now I only heard about it. I don't mess with people stuff like that, but
you know what? That lady, she probably can't work every day. And the highlight of her day was her eating her lunch.
Getting her cookies.
And somebody killed her joy, so to speak, So she was like, how dare you?
Well, somebody's got to pay. So, yeah. So, I'm sure I've had quite a few triggers, but mine's, if I'm going to look at it and see where I am based on where I am now, based on where I was, where I feel like the triggers were there, and I think that if there's any that exist, they're so deeply embedded that it would take a whole lot to get them to appear. Because I don't know what it would be, but mine's, and you've had these conversations multiple times. In fact, earlier today, mine's always centered around my father, and so once that got resolved, I was good. I've been a good boy. You know what I'm saying? I've been a bad boy, but I've been a good boy. You know what I'm saying? I don't bother nobody, man. I never trouble unless trouble troubles me, man.
I remember that.
Yeah, man. I don't want no problems. I don't want to fight nobody. I'm too grown to be sitting in somebody's jail. I got too much to lose. I like liking people.
I like being free.
I like being free. I don't want you yelling in my face because you mad. That's you mad. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Find a mannequin. Go get a dummy and
you mad?
Get an Everlast bag or something. Do something. You know what I'm saying? Or go get some therapy.
Yes.
That's on facts. We talked again. I've told you I've gone to counseling.
Get your couch time.
I've gotten, tell me what's going on with me, doc. You know what I'm saying? I want to know. Fix it, right? Or what I got to do to fix it. You know what I mean? Because most of the time you got to do the work. You know what I mean? They just helping you identify it.
Taking notes.
Yeah, and you like, yeah, okay. I never even thought of it that way.
Give me what's that, a Rorschach test?
Yeah, exactly. I see a butterfly. You know what I'm saying? Me murdering somebody. You got problems. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no. So my triggers, if I had them, it all centered around father. Not that you could really even really say anything to me like about it that would make me want to fight, because I would just want to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like it was easy to do it because anger, bitterness, and just mad at anything. Who won it? You know what I'm saying? And it didn't help none when my cousin when I used to go, shout out to my cousin Don, I used to go out to Southeast DC and he had me fighting everybody just on GP. Yeah, he got my little cousin, you know what I'm saying?
And go.
You're right. You know what I'm saying? He take us right out to the field, you know what I'm saying?
Was he betting on you?
No, he just used to, whatever junk he talked while I wasn't there, he wanted me to prove it when I got there, you know what I'm saying? So I always had to go around
He was
there.
like pouring him out.
Right, and that's what I have to do. Yeah, remember all that stuff you saying about my little cuz? You know what I'm saying about my cousin? My little cuz, that's what he was saying. My little cuz. Yeah, here you go right there. Well, where your little cousin at? And I'd be like, here I go. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm right here. You know what I'm saying?
Ding, ding.
Right. And then the next thing you know, we scrapping. Somebody I don't even had no beef with, bro. Not whatsoever. So he probably put a little fuel
You
on
ever
that.
look back at that and think that was toxic?
It was very toxic. Very toxic and very childish. You know what I mean? But when you know what you know, you know what I'm saying? And you do what you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know not to say, hey man, I don't want to fight. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I didn't know not to say no. I just knew to throw your hands up. You know what I'm saying?
Because they had you in the fight club.
You know what I
You
mean?
didn't know
The
it.
fight club didn't even, I probably got paid every time you know what I mean? Whatever point that I made. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? But the triggers, it probably was anything. Because again, when you mad and angry, anything can set you off. Sometimes it may take more things than others. And some people got more specific triggers.
And speaking of which, the past, where were you in, like year 3 now of the pandemic?
Yeah.
The 2.5 years?
Yeah,
whatever.
2.5.
I think a lot of people's triggers have become more heightened and they're more sensitive
Yeah.
now because of this, whatever it is.
Because life is so, what's the word? Not unexpected, but so unsure.
Yeah.
Like, is my job secure now? You know what I mean?
Health.
Is my health secure? You done lost people.
Yeah.
You know, and there's people who lost people. You know what I'm saying?
Families.
Not just a person, but people.
A couple of families.
Yeah.
Family members.
During this 2.5 years, man, and those things could trigger some PTSDs in people. You know, different things. Comedian Steve Brown was here the other day, and shout outs to you, funny dude. He was here for another podcast, and he talked about his trigger when he saw the Will Smith thing.
That's right. We were talking earlier because I remember seeing the clip. Somebody ran up on him at one of his
At
shows.
a comedy show, yeah. And you know, he said so when he saw that, it triggered him. He said if it had not been for like because he had been taking boxing training, so he knew how to move. That he knew how to move. You know what I'm saying? But nobody mentioned this part that he had said the other day. He said no, but nobody. We didn't know that a woman's nose got broken. And something else happened to another woman because the base of the microphone stand flew off.
Woo.
And it hit someone.
Wow.
So those are things that we didn't know. When the pole broke, it cut him on his arm, so he had to get a couple of stitches here in his arm. And then he said the last swing, whatever, when it finally hit him in the hip, he said the dude just stopped and walked off like it didn't even happen. Almost like what Forrest Gump, I don't want to run no more. Like just stopped. He said, just like that, he walked away.
Wow.
So it was almost like the guy finally got what he wanted. He got to get something off. And what he wanted was whatever was in needed to get off. And it had to hit something in order to get off. You know what I mean? Get out of him. And then he went to normal. And I think they escorted him out. No. Yeah, they did. I think he left.
They didn't call the police?
No, that's right. Maybe they did because he says he's in jail right now.
Okay.
He kept saying he's in jail right now. He says, but ever since that, he had been, what the part that had been messing him up with the PTSD was, is this dude in my house? and he kept repeating it. He's in jail right now. When I get out of my car, I look around to see who's in my bushes. Is this dude gonna jump out the bushes? He's in jail right now. So in other words, it's still playing in his head. And certain things can do that, can mess with you because you're thinking, man, you know it, but your mind, you know what I'm saying, will play it out differently.
I think a lot of us may unknowingly suffer from that.
Absolutely.
Because even though we're both from two different cities, you from around the way, I'm from around the way.
Right. Seen a few things.
You act differently, stuff stemming from growing up around this.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
You keep your head on a swivel. You got your peripheral,
You got your kit car lights, eyes going on. Yeah.
You got your wits about you because you don't know what could or couldn't happen.
Right.
But you want to be ready. So I guess going back to Oscar night, Chris thought he was in a safe environment, which he was.
He was in a safe place, yeah, of course.
But he didn't know he wasn't at that moment.
Now we don't know what's going to start triggering him. We don't even know if it triggered something in him.
Yeah.
Like from that day, could he remember something from some dude that tried to fight him the last time? You get what I'm saying? Did it trigger something now?
You can't even say boo,
like you're too close, bro.
Yeah,
Relax.
I'm kind of like that too. If I don't know you, and you start walking up on me, and I look at you and nothing comes to mind, like I don't remember you. Like if I remember you, okay, I know who this is.
Right.
Then I'm like, hey, how you doing, bro? But if I don't, I'm like you look a little sus right now. Give me. Looks like 5-6 feet, bro.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I don't know. I'm gonna, I guess, end it with this. I pray for healing for everyone, man. For real. I mean, I say that I'm free. Like I'm free. Like
go to therapy.
I feel good, man. I feel good about life. I feel good about myself. I feel good about career. I feel good about the folks in my life. I feel good. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's all as a result of my relationship with God. I know it's He has given me the peace that I need. He's allowed me to heal in my time, because we got to still give people time to heal, to be delivered. You know what I'm saying? You still got to give people time to be delivered. Everybody ain't gonna walk in the same speed. And sometimes you gotta leave people alone until they do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Leave it be.
Keep coming back, ask what's wrong with you.
Right. Right. You
about to find out what's wrong. Don't keep coming back over here.
I tell you what, you gonna figure it out on your own. You know what I'm saying? And come back to me in the 25 years. You know what I mean? But so yeah, I just pray that healing for everyone. Whatever. I still stand behind Will Smith. He's still Will Smith. He had a moment. We all get a moment. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody saw it.
We just happen to see it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't see our moment. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
The crazy or the dumb stuff that we done. We saw his moment, but we still need to rally behind him, pray for his healing, hope that he will go sit down again or with some therapy, and really go make it right with Chris too. Make it right. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about an IG post. Like, go make it right. And let's all get along, in the great words of the late Rodney King, man. Let's all get along. It's your boy G-Wade holding it down, G-Wade Podcast, and I'm kicking it alongside with my man Deacon.
Dirty.
Y'all know what it is. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy G-Wade holding it down, and I want to thank you all for tuning into this episode of the G-Wade Podcast. Now be sure to subscribe to this channel. Click that notification bell to stay up on all the latest videos and content that we post. And we just appreciate everything.
Oh, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at G-Wade Podcast. Till then.